Snakes do not have eyelids, so they cannot blink or close their eyes. Instead of eyelids, snakes have thin, transparent membranes that cover each eye. The eye membranes play the same role as the eyelids, protecting the eyes from injury and making sure the eyes don't dry out. The eyes of snakes are protected by a fused transparent film. The eye scales, commonly called eyeglasses or brilliants, are essentially a specialized version of a snake's eyelid. Snakes have no legs, so their eyes are constantly in close contact with the ground, marked by leaves, sand and dust. This means that they need a form of eye protection that prevents damage to their eyes while they are open. If snakes only had eyelids, their eyes would have to be closed almost constantly to stay safe. Snakes are not the only animals that do not have eyelids. Geckos, as well as some lizards and skinks, a type of lizard, have these eye scales. Brills or spectacles are a layer of transparent fixed skin covering the eyes. They protect the delicate cornea of animals from scratching. Because fluids cannot leave this boundary, snakes do not cry. Instead, the fluid produced by the tear ducts remains an additional protective layer between the cornea and the brills, preventing the eyes from drying out. In snakes, the eye scales are attached to the rest of their skin. This means that when the snake sheds its skin, the layer of its bristles is removed. Before molting, when the snake's skin begins to detach, its bristles become milky and opaque. This loss of clarity means that the snake will have fairly poor vision for several days before molting. Although snakes cannot close their eyes, they can sleep just fine. Their brain regulates their sleep mechanism, and they can even sleep with their eyes open. If you find this hard to believe, remember that people don't cover their ears while sleeping, for example. Although we can still hear before we fall asleep, we do not process sounds during sleep because our brain actively blocks any sound detection. The lack of eyelids also means that it can be difficult to tell if they are asleep or not. Sometimes you may think that the snake is silently watching, waiting for prey. If snakes appear to be completely still, they are most likely asleep. You may wonder if the layer of skin on the eyes affects the quality of snake's vision. However, since snakes are completely transparent most of the time, snakes can rely on sharp vision. Snakes are colorblind, but have two types of light receptors. One type, the rods, allows them to see in very low light, but quite blurry. The other, cones, allow them to see clearly. This allows snakes to see into their burrows underground and also to see their prey clearly so they can strike accurately. Thus, snakes have no eyelids, but protect their eyes with fixed, transparent eyebrows, which give them perfectly clear and protected vision as they crawl around on the ground.